What's up guys, Z here, back with another Anime Origins video. Today I will be showcasing how to get, well, not showcasing, I will be explaining how to get MADARA in Anime Origins. So, let's get straight into it. So, the first thing that you are going to want to do is head over to the story building here, and we are gonna have to go to the legend stages, and then we're gonna have to go down and unlock the hidden sand legend stages. We're gonna want to unlock all 3 acts, because we are gonna need to go through all 3 acts. So, first things first, what we really want and need here is the SND4 artifact. This SND4 artifact is the literal key to Madara's quest. Because if you go to quest lines and you haven't started Madara's quest yet, you won't be able to do any of these quests. You're first gonna have to unlock or obtain an item from SND4 artifacts, and you will need this secret item right here called the Madara's tablet. So it is a 2% chance for an intact SND4. It is a 4% chance for an empowered SND4. It is a 6% chance for a perfected SND4, and it's a 10% chance for an ascendant SND4. So the key to everything is this Madara's tablet. This is the very first thing you will need to get to unlock Madara. Once you've done that, you will be able to unlock his quests. So before I go through all of his quests, I will start with his item, the Ghost's Gunbai. The Ghost's Gunbai is a really big part of this quest and what stops most people usually. So the Ghost's Gunbai is a item you can craft in the crafting area here next to Evolve, where you need the Gunbai bandage, the Gunbai base, and the Gunbai staff. So all of these items are unlocked from story mode, the legend status. Both Act 1, 2, and 3. So from Act 3, you'll get SND3 as well, along with SND4. From Act 2, you get the SND2. And from Act 1, you get the SND1. And basically, the reason these other artifacts are important is because that's where you get these crafting items. So from SND3, you'll get the Gunbai bandage. You can see here the percentages from each artifact.
Oh, hell
no!
no!
The Gunbai base. You get this from SND2. They are the same percentages as the Gunbai bandage, depending on the level of your SND. And then the Gunbai staff, here, which are also the same chances from the SND1. So basically, the reason I'm pointing this out first before telling you guys all the other quests is because this is genuinely the hardest part of the quest. It is luck-based, basically. The Gunbai is luck-based. 10% may not seem that hard, but grinding these umbral splinters to upgrade your SND to the max is what makes it horribly difficult. Because it's only a 2% chance for an unupgraded one. It's only a 4% for an empowered one, which is 250 umbral splinters to unlock. And then I'm gonna just upgrade that KTR one here for example. It's 500 for a 2-star, and it's 1,000 for a 3-star. See, I can't even make it 1,000 because I'm out of umbral splinters. It's crazy. It's pretty hard. So that's what really stuns everybody, and what makes them take a while to get the items to make the Ghost's Gunbai. But if you do it with people, like if you do it with friends or even randos even, multiple of you guys can do the artifact if they also own that artifact. So, for example, I'm doing an SND3. Somebody else with an SND3 can join my party, and it'll count as another artifact. So you get to choose between the artifacts rewards. So, for example, let's look through the rewards real quick. So you can get ramen, you can get gold, you can get gems, you can get trait reroll, you can get radiant remnant, you can get the bandage. For example, there's 4 people in your lobby. let's say someone gets ramen, that's one reward. Someone gets a trade roll, that's another reward. Someone gets ramen again, that's a third reward. And someone gets the, let's say, the bandage, which you'd be lucky, that'd be a fourth reward. So you could have 4 people at once doing the artifact, and you guys would be able to pick that person's reward. So again, example, 2 people got ramen, 1 people got trade roll, 1 person got gunbai. Just because you got that reward from your artifact doesn't mean you get to you have to choose it. You get to choose your other teammates' item as well. So everybody can click on the gunbai bandage and you can grab it for yourself as well. So that means 4 people in that lobby would have gotten gunbai bandage. That's how the artifact system works. That's why I recommend doing it with a team or a full lobby, because it'll just genuinely make it so much faster. Anyways, now that I'm done explaining how to get the Ghost Gunbai, the quest line isn't as difficult as getting the Gunbai, in my opinion, unless you get really lucky with the Gunbai and get them early. So for the rest of the quests, you will need Naruto and Sasuke from the summons. So Naruto and Sasuke, they come into the banner every once in a while, so it's really just patience here. This is another thing that might stun people from finishing the quest, because you will need both characters for the quest to finish. Because if you go here, you gotta kill 3,000 enemies with Sasuke, 5 million damage with Sasuke in any stage, complete 15 stages with Sasuke and Naruto equipped, kill 25 bosses with Sasuke or Naruto, and kill 2,500 enemies with Naruto theme units, 50 bosses with Naruto theme units, and then yeah, that's all you need for Naruto and Sasuke, but they still are a big part of this quest line. The other quests that don't really have anything to do with Sasuke and Naruto is the 10k enemies and the 100 boss enemy kills. These aren't really too difficult. And then the star quests across all the hidden sand legend stages. You really just have to, sorry, I'm stuck, okay. You really just have to go in to the hidden sand legend stages and complete every single star quest. These aren't too hard either. And then the other quest is the hidden sand infinite. So you have to get to wave 100 of hidden sand infinite. It depends on what units you already have. Like, for example, if you have, like, an Alu card and some Evoed Mythics, you'd easily be able to do this. If you have, like, a lot of, Evoed Mythics with your farms, that would be pretty, easy as well. And then, but if you have, like, maybe, like, 2 Evo Mythics and then some un-Evoed Mythics and then farms, this would not be possible alone, so you'd need help from somebody. And then you'd also need to be able to deal 10 million damage in infinite mode. So that's the kind of hard but kind of easy at the same time, depending on when you're starting to go for Madara. But yeah, other than that, the last and not least is not really the hardest, but basically once you're able to craft the Gunbai, Ghost Gunbai, there will be, you can interact with it in your inventory. Yes, you can use it, and basically it'll put you into Ghost's Trial, and you get a set team, and you basically have to beat that trial to unlock the final part of getting Madara, which is the key of the ghost. And basically the key of the ghost is literally the key to getting Madara. And I'm not gonna lie, it's not hard to beat the Ghost Gunbai's trial, but the trial for Key of the Ghost is pretty hard, in my opinion. So, I will like hook up a team real quick for like, depending on the level of your person. For kind of beginners, I would definitely say a guaranteed need for this, trial is double farm. And then you'll for sure need somebody like, Yoto. Yoto is really good for his true damage right here. He's basically like a mini nuke. You will also really want some type of DOT. So when I'm saying DOT, I mean like poison, bleed. So I would recommend Gyutaro. because he has bleed. I will also recommend Shinobu because he has poison, because she has poison. And then the more expensive others or harder to get would be Bon. Actually, no, not even Bon. He's just a support. I would say either Alucard or Yuta. I'd say more Alucard because he has the bleed, while Yuta only has the lingering Queen's Head. But other than that, I would want some type of DOT on your team. So for more cheaper or way easier to get, I'd go Shinobu or Butero. If you get lucky, definitely use Alucard. Vice versa. And then you'll for sure need Yodo. Yodo's the battle pass unit at the end. So if you get to the end and get him before Madara, for sure worth it. And then yeah, that's and then once you get your bleed or DOT unit, let's say for example I pick Shinobu, you would want a Gojo. The only reason you'd want a Gojo is because of his ability, his time stop. It slows everybody or no, not slows, it stops everybody for like a good 15 seconds, and he'll help you a lot with stunning. And then this last slot would just be a DPS unit. So for beginner DPS, I'd say Aquino would be good DPS. I'd say Meliodas would be good DPS. I'd say Tengen would be good DPS. Sasuke would be pretty decent DPS. Vegeta would be good DPS as well. So yeah, basically this team and then a really good DPS unit to get to Madara, to beat Madara. I might show a strat to beat him on a different video. But yeah, basically, after you get all that, you get the GOAT himself, aka the best unit in the game right now, in my personal opinion, Madara. And literally, Madara was low-key a fun grind. It was, honestly, I really enjoyed it, doing it with viewers and stuff. And honestly, if y'all haven't tried out Enemy Origins, y'all should go ahead and check this game out. Anyways, thank you guys so much if you made it to the end of the video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and thank you guys so much for watching through the whole thing. I tried my best to explain everything, and how to just grab Madara and to be able to obtain him, and hopefully this helped. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in another video.